All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more Complexity Casting with me, your casting host, Beef. And joining me today is Lalonde. Lalonde, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Happy that you're able to make it. I was casting this morning, and I was like, man, one of these days I'm going to have Lalonde here, and it's going to be awesome, because I love having Lalonde around. And then you showed up, and I was like, yes! I'm super stoked to be going into this game. And it's going to be an awesome game. Complexity Gaming, just walking through Domain of Pain right there. I mean, 2-1 series. It was relatively close, and I actually thought that Domain of Pain was going to give him a go in Game 3, but 15-minute concede. coL turned off the easy mode and went hard. Made their way into Lions, so this should be an awesome, awesome game. But we're already like well on into this, so let's blow through this so we can catch up. Blind Bands, Ophelia, Moon Queen, Wild Soul, and Keeper of the Forest. Locks, Aluna, Pharaoh, Torturer, Bubbles, Tempest, and Plague Rider. Bands, Zephyr, Engineer, Fade, Pebbles, Tundra, and Silhouette. And then tell us a little bit about the picks, Alon.
Well, yeah, the bands are pretty much the same you see every game for the most part. I can't see who picked what first. I'm assuming they picked Glacius first on Lion.
Yes, first pick Glacius.
And then they went Draconis, Meraxis on Complexity.
Yep.
And then went Hammer Hag.
Yep.
Okay. The Glacius first pick, I'm not like. I mean, it's a really good support hero, but I don't think he's first pick worthy. I mean, Ophelia was banned, right? So there's really no big reason to first pick the Glacius. So I don't really approve of that. The Draconis Meraxis pick for Complexity, I think that's fine. They have a really good initiator, which are probably going to dual mid the Meraxis to have a really good carry on the Draconis. I think those are perfectly fine, especially with the fact that Aluna, Torture, and Plague Rider are still in the lockpick pool. It's perfectly fine. And they followed it up with Hammer Hag. I'm assuming they're going to put the Hammer on carry, which is fine. Hammer carry is pretty awesome, and Hag just a really good laner. And then when it comes to... Oh, and then they picked Parasite. Parasite wasn't in lockpick, right? He was in the draft. Okay. Yeah, and then they followed up with Parasite. I actually like that over... Because they're not going to get the Tempest. They know they're going to first pick the Tempest, because that's the only jungler that was in the pool, right? For lockpick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Complexity already knew that Lion was going to get Tempest, so I'm perfectly fine with them getting Parasite. He's a good way to counter the Tempest ulti, even through BKB, and it's just a really good hero in general. He's probably going to be able to gank more and be more active than the Tempest anyways, so...
All right, well, yeah, both these teams coming out with strong lineups. You would definitely say that the super late game carry potential goes to Complexity there with the Dragon. So it looks like Lions is going to have to get something done relatively early. They do have two carries that should be able to do pretty well in the mid game in Wretched Hag and Hammerstorm.
Yeah, the thing with I don't really like melee carries for Draconis, because Draconis is going to get 3 or 4 attacks off before the melee carry even gets there to attack him, assuming he doesn't get CC'd along the way.
Looks like they need a remake here.
Wait, so they're going to host it publicly, or they're going to have to actually go through the whole drafting again through...
Probably they'll have to draft again, but it'll be a really quick draft.
Okay.
They'll just blow through it here real quick, so that's what is going to happen, and we'll get back into that game momentarily. But, yeah, walking you through a little bit of what was going on there in the Domain of Pain games. I mean, DOP just seemed to really have Complexity's number in game number 2. I unfortunately did not get to watch game number 1, but Testy was completely maxed out on Moon Queen in game number 2. Just ridiculously large, and DOP had actually managed to get 4 Shrunken Heads and 4 Nullstones up on their team.
Like Shrunken Head and Nullstone on each hero?
On each hero, 4 of them. Everyone except for their hard support.
Wow.
Yeah. It was pretty brutal. And then game 3, I mean, I actually liked Domain of Pain's draft. They went with Soul Stealer for their solo short with a Parasite. And then they had Magmus with some kind of support in the mid, and then a Suicide Kinesis. And I actually liked that draft a lot, but they just got absolutely crushed by Complexity. They lost every lane and didn't work out. But let's see if we can get back into this game. And And, well, hopefully it'll get started here momentarily.
Yep.
And there we go. There we go. There we go. Get on back into this one.
Yeah, there you
There
go.
we go.
Whoa, my phone just went crazy.
Yeah, sometimes HoN Tour likes to screw around a bit.
Alright, there we go.
Okay. So hopefully they'll just blow through this, make sure that nobody screws up picks once again. But yeah, you were saying that you don't really like Hammerstorm going up against your Dakonas in that hard carry sense. But I mean, what about a Hag if you're able to get the lockdown on that dragon possibly?
I think Hag's fine. Hag's good. The thing is, Hag has to get the initiation on Jakunas because more than likely he's going to go no stone shrunken head. So it's going to be really hard for Hag to get off like a Hellflower or something initiation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is true. But just blowing through this. Oh, man. They banned out Flux. I'm pretty sad. Maybe we'll see Flux. I like watching Flux. I think he's one of my favorite heroes. He's actually one of my favorite heroes to play as well. Which, speaking of which, Shalon, we're going to have to play some in-house league tonight. Season resets.
Oh, it resets tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down.
In like, what, 8 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 8 hours from now. 8 hours from now, the in-house league will reset. And do we have a date or a time on the C9 Showdown yet?
No, I asked Bar, but I think it depends on what players end up in the top 10.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll figure out. But I was looking at the top 10, and it certainly looked like there was going to be quite a few good players up there. Do you know who the top 1 and 2 were right now?
No, I'm not in IRC because I just got up.
Yeah, I'm not either because I just restarted my computer between the two games. But, well, that should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Start Season 2 out, get some prizes being paid out, and get to show off our the symbol that we just got added into the game.
I actually saw. I really like it.
Yeah, I do too. Got to give a huge shout out to Kaicho. Ira helped us out quite a bit by making a new symbol. And it looks very, very cool. I think everybody that gets one of those, all top 10 players in the IHL, I think they'll be happy to have that and display it. But getting back into this game, the 4 players here from the Legion team going to be making their way into the bottom lane. B-Kid on Plague Rider buying early boots and going to try to get this ward down. Both times I've seen Plague go for an early ward today, they've gotten caught out. Looks like B-Kid might be in there just in time. And yeah, we'll be able to escape.
Oh my god, I love it. I think in-house league started that where the people like 4 people go to a ward rune or something and then try to get a first blood. Is that okay? Bubbles. Yeah, what's the new roles? I guess you can say because. So, I don't know the whole thing if Chessie's like NCOL and work as a contract and blah blah blah. So, is he NCOL still? But because he left there, you're using Les QQ?
I think that MilkFat confirmed yesterday that that transfer is going to happen. Like, Complexity will be releasing Chessie, something like that. I don't know. I was trying to listen to what MilkFat said yesterday. But Chessie is going to be going to Stay Green, but he will not be allowed to participate in this weekend's games. Because of the contract situation. So, as of next weekend, he'll be cleared to play with SG.
Okay. And I guess what happens because of the contract, like, stays between them, I guess?
Yeah.
I was like, fucking curious. Like, I want to know. Anyways, I think Plague Rider's going to take a dump on this Hag. Plague Rider owns...
Plague Rider is so good. Like, I've been casting Plague Riders all day long. And the hero is just so stupidly good.
Yeah, and it's B-Kid. He's a really good player, in my opinion.
Yeah, very good player. I mean, that's not even an opinion. He just is a very good player. Hey, you can actually man up here and do some auto
Yeah,
damage.
the thing is, Flensmeister to play that Hag, he has to be aggressive. He has to I guess you could say he has to win the lane before Plague hits level 3. The moment Plague hits level 3, he's just gonna nuke and deny a creep, get mana back, nuke, and just do that over and over again. And Hag just, unless Hag got faired regen, did he? Okay, I was like, unless Hag gets faired regen, he's gonna get destroyed in this lane because of that.
Yes, they stacked an extra potion on him, and that'll certainly help. That'll help quite a bit, actually, against the Plague Rider. A lot of times, you kind of say, well, this lane is going to go in one person's favor until they run out of regen. And, well, being able to stack that regen on a player certainly helps out. Hag going to be able to stay around a little bit longer and just man up against this Plague Rider. And so far, Flensmeister actually doing a really good job, 6-2.
Yeah, he had six trees. I thought he was 3 trees and 2 potions. He had 6 trees and 2 potions. That's a bunch of regen.
A bunch of regen indeed. Now let's take a look at the other solo lanes over here. As Aluna does pick up a Invis rune in the middle, but in the other lanes, Krebson on Bubbles definitely should be kind of having a hard time up here, and he is. He is currently at 4-2 as opposed to the 9-4 of Dragon. So he's doing his best up there. He's getting some levels.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like I don't want to say anything bad, but I'm just gonna say it. Lion's gonna lose pretty much every lane if Complexity plays right. Each lane Draconis beats Bubbles. Aluna, Meraxis, as long as they don't overextend, will beat middle 100%. Especially if Meraxis learns his shield ability, like level 4. You can just shield the ability of the hammer throw too. It's
such a slow projectile.
And the lanes, Complexity is most likely going to win every lane. Parasite will probably guarantee they win every lane. So the only lane that's actually going to win by line is Tempest in the jungle.
Yeah.
So they're already behind, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I think that I can completely agree with you that the lanes here for Complexity is a lot stronger. And, well, taking a look at bottom again, Plague Rider actually struggling. I mean, we talk about how strong this hero is, but all this regen here from Hag really paying off as she's been able to put out a lot of harassment, up at 24% of the hero damage done in the game, while still maintaining her last hits at 16-9. So Flensmeister really playing well, and this was an excellent pickup for the Lions roster coming over from Pencils.
Oh yeah, sorry, that was my friend. He's not doing too good. I kinda have to go now. I'm just not kidding.
Oh, okay. It's not a problem.
I'm sorry, it's a really big emergency.
Okay.
Very sorry.
Alright, I'll catch you later then.
Alright. Bye, babe, sorry.
See ya. Alright, guys, so gonna be back to solo casting. Sad, I was really looking forward to casting with Alon. But, well, unfortunately, things don't always work out that way. But here in the early game, it looks like Lions actually has a lead, which is kind of strange because none of these lanes have given up any kills, and it's a lot of just Flensmeister doing a fantastic job bottom. Tempest doing well. Okay, that lead might go away right here. There's the leech out onto Glacius. Hammerstorm stun though, beautiful, beautiful Hammerstorm stun. And you really got to give it up to Super KGE right here on the Hammerstorm. Those Hammerstorm stuns, that's the 3rd time he's actually saved his Glacius from dying. And, well, going to be going into another pause here. Hopefully it won't take too long. Well, take a look at some of the CS here. Currently 25-10 for Super KGE on the Hammerstorm middle. 16-2 for Meraxis. So Les QQ getting the worst end of that bargain. Franzi and Glacius saying, Franzi, even with all of the running around he's done with the bottle, hasn't really been able to get any kills set up with that bottle. Hasn't been able to buy his team additional farm. A couple of Invis runes, I do believe, that Parasite has been using, but not able to set up kills with them. It's a big deal. In the bottom lane, Plague Rider, He is at 10-5 as opposed to the 25-10 of Wretched Hag. So Flensmeister is just doing a fantastic job. I can't reiterate that enough, how hard of a lane that is for Wretched Hag, and he has just been playing it phenomenally. So very, very good job to him. And in the top lane, Bubbles, he's trying his best here against Dragon, but Draconis getting that nice early life tube to go with his Ring of the Teacher. And he's going to be just fine against everything Bubbles does. But Bubbles is still done all right. 13-4. He's able to get his levels. And Krebson getting his job done up there. Keeping the lane in good position and not giving up any kills to Parasite. So let's give him a question mark here. And see what's up. Dunno. All right. No response just yet. Let's see if they're going to get back into it right now. And indeed, it looks like they shall.
Let's get it on.
Sorry guys, just trying to check up on one thing there, but we are back into this game, and so Lion's doing well. I mean, Tempest farming well. He's level 5 here in the jungle. He's going to be able to use all of his mana to keep those creeps on going. Going to be able to bring out a Ring of the Teacher for himself in about another 250 gold, or a Ring of Sorcery, excuse me. And that's in about 200 and some odd gold. Shouldn't be too long here as Hanskin's getting the job done there in the middle lane. Or in the jungle, excuse me. Speaking of the jungle, though, Plague Rider doing a little bit of roaming here. And Hanskin going to get it caught out of position. There's the Contagion Nuke. Power throw in the auto attacks. Hanskin goes down. First blood going out to Complexity, and Franzi on Aluna does, in fact, get credit for it. So a great pick right there. Didn't even have any vision up there, it didn't look like. Just happened to be in the right place as he saw that might be going down there. Bottom lane, Plague Rider taking a haunt right there. As Sunsmeister hits level 7, while Plague is still level 5. So Flint's in a very, very good position down here. Even has some charges on his bottle and his mana battery to get mana. If B-Kid actually comes back down here, he very well could die to a level 4 Sonar Scream from Wretched Hag. And that Bat Blast. Only sitting on 663 HP max. But B-Kid will go off to do a little bit of regen. Super KGE in the middle lane, 33 and 11. And in the top lane, Bubbles is kind of looking like he wanted to go in right there. The kelp field was used, but simply not able to put enough damage out onto Draconis. A little bit too speedy with that Blazing Flight. Of course, level 2 currently. Dragon looked like he wants to maybe level up here and then try to go for a kill on Hammerstorm. Might not even need the level up, just the Contagion Nuke. And will they be able to get in there? The problem is that Maraxis has to close this distance very, very hard. There's the Emerald Lightning. Quake comes out. Double damages there. And doesn't even need the Contagion Nuke. Down goes Super KGE. Great job there by Complexity. Putting themselves up 2-0 now. Uh-oh, Glacius comes around. There's the Ice Imprisonment as well. Shell Surf, Song of the Sea. And Draconis goes down. Gonna turn it around, though. There's the Face Hug coming out as well as the Leech. And Parasite able to get the kill with that Blood Chalice, even healing back up a bit. Might even try to go for Bubbles right here. And no, nice juke on the Leech. Bubbles will survive. Hammerstorm even TPing up there to give his teammate a little bit of assurance, but not too necessary. Tempest having to defend himself right there. The illusions replicate at pretty much the most perfect time. Granzy going to do a little bit of ancient stacking, and Meraxis has a haste bottled up. Going to be able to use that to put out another kill onto maybe Hammerstorm, maybe even Tempest as well. The Hellborn team has decent vision right here to see for any roaming coming from the bottom. But the Lions team, they're relying more on these lane wards. As there's a Blinket in the bottom lane, and Hag looking to set up a Bat Blast here in a second. And there is the Bat Blast. Down goes B-Kid. Plague Rider taking his first death of the game. Merax is moving on in to try to help out, but instead just going to clean up a few creep kills. So great job from Flensmeister. I mean, level 9, top in the game by close to 100. And actually get a man up right here. He's using that Sonar Scream to actually push back Meraxis, but Meraxis does have that haste rune bottled. Tempest is going to come in though, and Elemental Void comes out right there. Auto attacks are going to finish off Les QQ. In the meantime, Moonmander was actually able to get the kill onto Glacius. And well, there's the Hammer Storm. Activates that Brute Strength as well, and will try to close the distance right here. Gets juked and gonna lose a lot of HP to that tower. You have to drop the potion here in a moment, but no. Uses the bottle instead. Luna grabs a double damage rune, making sure that Hammerstorm's not going to get any taste of that delicious double damage. The bottom tower goes down. There's a haunt being applied onto Plague Rider. Not going to be doing much else, though. Actually, Parasite getting caught out of position right here. Uses the leech to try to actually get up there further as, well, Meraxis actually drops stun right there. There's the Plague Ultimate, going to be bouncing around. Only hitting 2, a good spread. Hammerstorm needs to TP on out, possibly. No, not going to be TPing on out. 4 players in the Complexity team in that bottom lane. We're not able to get the deny. Ended up getting the kill onto Hanskin, though. On Tempest. Bubble's still kind of hanging out here in the top lane. Krebsen, he's doing very well, actually, against this dragon. You might think that a Bubbles would be pushed back farther, just taking way too much damage. But no, Krebsen's doing a great job using Fog, making sure that he's able to get as many last hits as he can. And now that Tempest is up here, might even be looking for a kill. Oh, Tempest is in some trouble, though. Emerald Lightning comes out. There's the Leech. Baseline not going to be used just yet, but Hanskin does go down. Shellsurf going to go out, not going to hit anything, though. More of a futile attempt to save his teammate. Hammerstorm dodging left and right there. Saying, come on, hit me. No, doesn't actually get the hit off. But Hammerstorm, ooh, nice use of the Arcane Shield right there. As Meraxis is going to be able to get to this bottom lane first. Just kidding. Wretched Hag is there. And there's the Haunt going to be applied. Getting a little bit of slow right there. Arcane Shield, though, will be available. Not going to use it. So nice job from Wretched Hag. Able to pick up those illusions. And Lions still maintaining a very, very small lead at this point. Hag down here to try to find a little bit of farm. B-Kid pushed up way back there. It's very, very odd to see a Plague Rider this poor. This part of the game. 150 gold per minute. And B-Kid has actually really, really struggled down here. 24 and 11 as opposed to the 68 and 25 of Wretched Hag. So I'll try to stop talking about that now, but Flensmeister really has done a fantastic job in that lane. Moonmander going for the Energizer route on Parasite. So Phase Boots into a Mana Battery with a Blood Chalice and an Energizer. So going to be getting very, very aggressive here momentarily. Just stop canceling that Leech multiple times there. Xander Bubbles, come on, get out of my lane, or I'm going to drop this Leech on your face. But Krebsen just manning up. Probably has Take Cover auto-activated. There's a bit of a ward of Sight being countered there. Great job by Seal Kid. Can actually follow Seal Kid over at twitter.com/SealKid1, I think. Yes, twitter.com/SealKid1. And there's a few other Twitters in this game, actually. Twitter.com/coL_Franzi. Of course, Franzi, the new drafter for Complexity Gaming. And Twitter.com/coL_Moonmeander. The new jungle player for Complexity Gaming. Make sure to follow both of them. I'll let you know whenever they're doing anything on Heroes of New Earth and anything that you should be informed of. Draconis going to start working on some double and triple stacks now. Going to try to get that farm up. He is currently the top farm in the game at 390 gold per minute. Not sure if he was before that triple stack, but certainly is now. Going to be working his way toward about a 7-minute or 17-minute nullstone. 7-minute. That would be absolutely insane. Somewhat passive game here in the early portion. And you kind of expect it. Lions and Complexity have very, very similar playstyles. You know, you draft a good carry. You draft a good support around the carry. You draft a great jungler. And then you just kind of turtle up and hope that your opponent makes a mistake. Generally speaking, Complexity have been a little bit better at playing that style that they almost created in the past. But, well, we'll see. Lions might have the better day. I mean, these two teams, although they tend to have very passive early games and some passive mid games, there's a kelp field going out onto Draconis, actually, as the nullstone does finish up here at 15 minutes. Nice use of the Hammer Storm stun there. Krebson picks up the last hit. And down goes the dragon. Middle tower could very well drop as a result of everyone being doing their own thing. But as Tempest comes in, Bubble's going to be there as well. Might look to set up an Elemental Void. We'll see. Going to try to hide, perhaps, maybe even bait the Bubbles a bit. Melbourne team does fall back, though. So yeah, even though some of these games can be very, very passive in the early and mid games between these two teams together in the same game have actually set up some of the best series that I've been fortunate enough to cast. Lions versus Complexity. Game number 3 in the winners round 2 of Diamond Cycle 1. I think that was a ridiculously crazy game. Is Hag gonna man up right here? Dropping that Haunt onto Plague Redder. Saying, I don't care if you have an Illuna here. I know it's just an illusion. I'm glad you did, Illuna, because I wasn't sure. Okay, so I was wrong. I thought that Draconis finished up his Nullstone because I saw the Nullstone on this little window right here, but that's just a pattern. So I was more correct. There's the face hug chill surf, Song of the Sea. Kelfield gonna be coming in though as well. There's the Hammer Storm stun, and the brute force smashes down Draconis. Are they gonna be able to get Parasite as well? No. He will use the Energizer, takes cover into a creep. And another great turnaround there. Haxorin's farm starting to dwindle as there's a shell surf going out, but Moonmeander is just so fast. Yeah, Haxorin, I mean, going for that Nullstone pattern instead of a Blessed Orb, I think that's a big mistake. It's in the middle lane. They're looking to set up the Elemental Void, and Draconis trying to get out of there. There's the Arcane Shield. Nice use of the Emerald Red Lightning. Meraxis will go down, though. As QQ takes the fall. And Lions starting to establish a rather serious lead here. 2,500 gold, 3,500 experience at 18 minutes into the game. And they'll look to push down this tower as Hammerstorm calls out, forward! Try to push down this tower and extend that gold lead a little bit more. Invisible Luna coming in. Maybe going to look to try to set up something like a pickoff. And in the top lane, the tower is going to go down. No defense there. Oh, there's the glyph. Krebson going to be coming in here? No. Okay. That was a weird glyph then. Parasite's maybe going to man up on Bubbles, knowing that if he can get his full combo off, he might be able to kill that Bubbles. Hammerstorm picks up an early portal key here. So Super KGE going that route, the pure initiator route. Steam Boots, bottle into a portal key, whereas Wretched Hag finishes up a Hellflower. Flensmeister. I've been singing his praises all day long, but he has been doing a fantastic job so far on this Wretched Hag. As Bubbles is sitting here, Bubbles is possibly in trouble. Ooh, Luna does scout the rest of the team going to be coming in, though, and she will back up. So it was bait and counter bait. Wretched Hag needs to get something done with that Hellflower, whether it's just farming creeps more effectively or setting up kills. But you always got to worry when you get those really good early to mid game the items that are going to help you set up your kills, and then you start kind of stop creeping. Like, you do a really good job at farming in the early game, and then you stop because you're just trying to set up kills. You can fall into this kind of trap where your farm will start to fall very, very behind. And Wretched Hag looking for a kill here on the Plague Rider. Going to use the Hellflower here in just a moment, but nope. Sees that Meraxis was in fact in this bottom area and wants to back up. Doesn't want anything to do with that portal key. Just kidding. Now that Tempest has a portal key, they might be looking to kill Dragon. Who are they going to go for here? I would think Plague Rider is the easiest. And no, B-Kid going to back way the heck on up as soon as Hag shows herself. And no, not going to go ahead and check the Ancients either. Looks like Dragon will get those Ancients taken care of. Easy peasy. Now finishes up his Nullstone.
Rejected!
Hag needs to be careful. Blinks away. Meraxis, even though he's got his portal key, not going to be giving chase just yet. I like this ward right here quite a bit from Francie. If you place one in this area or in this area, it'll get countered, as you already see. There's a Rev ward down right there. As Hammerstorm in some trouble, he will go down in the middle lane. Moonbander picks up the kill, the assists there from Francie and LesQQ. And, well, there's an Elemental Void going to be coming in. Backblast hits two. Meraxis going to be taking a lot of pressure right here. Does have the Matrix available. And Moonbander gets taken out by the Shellsurf Song of the Sea. Gutfield going to go on to two as well. Meraxis goes down. And now going to be looking at Draconis. Are they going to be able to bring him down? Looks like a buyback right there onto Haxer, or onto Meraxis. LesQQ coming back in. Not able to get anything done with that, though. In the end, it was a 2-for-2 trade, but a buyback there on on LesQQ. It's going to take me a while to get used to that. Going to mean that Complexity did get the worst end of that bargain. Still not bad, though. They're able to take down Hammerstorm, and that's big. And, of course, the super late game potential almost entirely rests upon the shoulders of this Dragon. Very, very, very strong late game carry. But Hag, when she's farming up at 400 gold per minute, speaking to her, she just straight up killed B-Kid down there. She can carry pretty well as well. Middle lane going to be going in here on Glacius, but there's the Glacial Blast. Parasite might be in some trouble. Thunder Blast goes out. There's the Song of the Sea, and nice job with the minions. Going to be able to get rid of one. Are they going to be able to finish him off here? There's the Quake Stun from Meraxis, but a nice take cover on that one. Actually using the Arcane Shield right there. Meraxis still in some trouble. Emerald Lightning going to be going out. Are they going to be able to finish him off? Thunder Blast comes in. There's the Power Throw into three players. Trying to man up. Will not be able to. A good take cover there from Krebson. And did they get Moonmeander as well? They did not. Moon was able to escape with that portal key. And LesQQ having a pretty not so good game. 250 gold per minute, 1, 4, and 2 on your Meraxis. Not exactly the way you want to start out. On the other side, Super KGE, but close to 300, doing a little bit better. It'll be interesting to see if he goes for something like a Shrunken Head next. Or perhaps some Soul's Bulwark, something to do a little bit more damage. Of course, either would be pretty good to have. And he drops his Logger's Hatchet here, so it indicates that he wants to pick up a new item momentarily. Parasite can be working on a Hellflower after finishing up that Energizer plus portal key. And I can't... yeah, no Grave Locket for Parasite. I've noticed a lot of people... A lot of people that have been playing the Parasite lately, instead of going for the Grave Locket, which was really popular to kind of get your overall stats up, been going for that Energizer instead. The additional mobility is very, very nice to have. And, see, snags a kill right there. Very, very nice to have on a ganking hero like that. Like the Parasite. And then, of course, gives you good stats, too. 7, 10, 7 in terms of stats. Not bad at all for 1,400 gold. And Hammerstone does pick up a Mighty Blade, so most likely going to go for the Shrunken Head route. And how many points does he have in Mighty Swing? 4 points in Mighty Swing. So going for some of that Pharmastorm route. I suppose he is probably the hard farmer between himself and Wretched Hag. They both farm pretty dang hard. And Hag, since she hit that kind of 420 gold per minute mark, has started to fall behind. She's scared right now. A lot of the wards and counter wards have been covering the entrances into the Lions team jungle, covering the Ancients. Not so much covering this bottom lane, which is where Flensmaster is trying to get some static farm happening. And he'll be able to pick up a few last hits, but not able to snag every single one, as Jonas has to be careful if he does have a Shrunken Head. And there's the stun coming out in the first place, and will activate the Shrunken Head, just walking away. No Elemental Void available, so the Legion team has to be just content to send Dragon back home and to avert his Shrunken Head. If Tempest had the Elemental Void available, I think, or excuse me, the mana for it, I think he definitely should have used it. But unfortunate that he didn't. Instead, it looked like he summoned a few creeps. Dragon continues to be the top farmer in the game. Farming very well, up at 460 gold per minute. Parasite is number 2 over here with the Complexity Squad. Moonman doing well on that hero, and one that I personally have not seen him play too often. When you think about Moon as a jungler, you think about Tempest, you think about Ophelia. Those are the ones that he does play pretty often, even before Chessie was the team. You saw Moon playing those two heroes very effectively. And, well, Congor going to be going down here. A lot of players going to be making their way over, though. And Tempest, they might be able to get a good pick right here. Oh, the Hellborn team's not going to know until they are right on top. They're going to back off. And there's the Shell Surf. Meraxis being blocked in right here. No, Meraxis will be able to portal key away. But there's the Hammerstorm. Is he going to be able to get the stun off? And yes, no, will not be able to get the stun. Good disjoint on that stun with the portal key. So Legion team, I feel like they should have been able to capitalize there. Unfortunately, we're not quite able to. And Hammerstorm going to go in right here. I don't know if that's the best decision. Complexity team actually just kind of potioning up right now. So Hammerstorm is just going to start to chip away at Congor. Does not have a whole lot of health regen, though. And they're looking for a pick right here, walking right by these wards. They're waiting for Tempest to be able to get in there and land a big Elemental Void. But Meraxis is way over here. I'm going to be able to interrupt that, perhaps. And there's the Energizer going to be going off. There's the Hammerstorm stun. The Bat Blast going to be coming out. Shell Surf Song of the Sea. Draconis goes down. 5-second stun onto Tempest from that Emerald Red Lightning. Parasite hops into a creep. There's the Glacial Blast going to be going out. Parasite's in some trouble here. The Haunt goes out. And Parasite will most likely go down. Yes, there's the Sonar Scream to finish him off. And Meraxis now walking away as well. Aluna still in the vicinity. And whew, almost gets gone on there by Wretched Hag. Draconis has bought back. Does still have the Shrunken Head available. So Lions needs to be very, very careful about how they approach this situation. They've blown a lot of their ults, but they do not want to give up this Congor. They're kind of baiting out Seal Kid right now, knowing that he's low on mana. Oh, this is rough. This is rough for Lions because they know that if they go in right now, they're not going to be able to necessarily kill everyone because they don't have enough cooldowns. Checking for Ward of Sights here, and not actually going to check thoroughly enough as Congor is going to be going down here in a moment, and Meraxis is actually going to try to come in. No, nice job blocking the portal key. There's the Token of Life going to be going on to Hammerstorm, and the Lions team just full out retreat. Blinks left, right, and center. And well played there by Lions. Leaving Glacius up on the high ground to deactivate the portal keys. If that had not happened, Meraxis would surely have been able to jump in and stun at the perfect time to snag that token. Shrunken Heads 1 and 2 and make that 3. Just picked up right there. 3 Shrunken Heads picked up by the Lions squad. Hammerstorm, Tempest, and Wretched Hag all picked theirs up. Grebson on Bubbles has that portal key, and now Push Stick as well. And Lions looks like they are in place to possibly start pressuring onto this game. Moonmeander's Parasite still working on that Hellflower. Not going to have it anytime soon, though. 400 gold per minute. Excuse me. 400 gold saved up. This is working on some Arcanas. But still about 2,500 away from that one. No Bound Eye just yet from Glacius. Still kind of relying on counter wards at this point, which is 30 minutes into the game. Sometimes you'll see the Bound Eye already picked up by a Tundra or a Fade. Sometimes a Wretched Hag or a Bubbles. But nobody picking it up just yet. And Hammerstorm in the front lines cleaning up some creep waves. And the Lions team posturing like they do want to push down this middle lane. Complexity so spread out. They do not want to be hit by that Wretched Hag. And of course the Elemental Void. As there's the initiation. Quake's going to come out right here. Trying to go into Flensmeister Wretched Hag, and Hag will drop. Shrunken Head's being activated though. Parasite going to be the first to fall right here. Meraxis in a lot of trouble as well. Auto attacks maybe going to be able to finish him off. And yes, he will go down. And Bubbles going to hop into the mix. Trying to bring down Aluna. Aluna will drop, and Hammerstorm goes down. He's going to come right back up though. Will they be able to finish off Draconis? And indeed they will be getting the Hammerstorm stun onto a Push Stick. Going to get Draconis further up. And there's the Elemental Void onto Plague Rider. And that's going to be the genocide in favor of Lions. Going to be able to easily drop this tower. And now going to start to work on the Rax. Lions, even though they got initiated on and lost Wretched Hag, no Bat Blast in that fight. Able to take down all 5 players of the Complexity squad. They were just not able to coordinate right there. They were focusing on the Hammerstorm, but he had a Token of Life, and they blew so much on trying to kill that Hag early that they had no follow-up for the Hammerstorm. They had no follow-up for the Tempest that was able to just get in there and drop the Elemental Void at the very end. They were so afraid of that. And now, going to be backing up. That is a buyback. No, not a buyback on Les QQ. He's only level 13. So he resurrected just in time. Parasite does come back up as well. Now, 13,000 gold lead, 15,000 experience lead in favor of Lions here in game number 1. Bubbles going to go bottle up a double damage rune and throw that on the Wretched Hag at some point. I'm going to allow Flensmeister to get pretty mobile in these team fights. And, well, as long as Flensmeister is able to get his Shrunken Head off in the next team fight, should go even better for the Lions team. And Complexity, I mean, I don't know what they can do at this point. They just have very, very few items. They're all in on the Dragon, but Dragon doesn't do any damage at this point in the game. It's right in that really weak spot of Dragon, where he doesn't do a whole... Actually, there's the initiation on the Wretched Hag. Uses the Shrunken Head, turns it around with a Bat Blast, actually. Gonna try to man up on the Moon Meander. No, we'll have to back on off. That was a 10-second Shrunken Head there, I believe. No, 9-second Shrunken Head. But yeah, this is right in that weak spot of Draconis, where his magic damage from his Fiery Barrage, his Blazing Flight, both of those magic damage, and then his Dragon Flame, they don't do enough damage to make him like really scary. but he also doesn't have the physical damage yet to make him really scary. So he can sit there and stay alive and pound out like some moderate amounts of damage, but he's not going to be really truly afraid. And no one's going to be truly afraid of him just yet. Picks up a Blessed Orb now. Looks like he's going to be going toward a Null Stone. The only thing that's going to be able to interrupt him through the Shrunken Head is, of course, Parasite's Face Hug. If he gets a Null Stone, we block on that one out too, and he's about 1,100 gold away from finishing up that Null Stone. So not very far at all, especially when you're at 403 gold per minute. Top on his team and pretty close to top in the game. Kona's TPing on out of the top lane. The Seal Kid was making his way in. Still no Bound Eye. Going for a Neophyte's Book instead. So going to be working toward a Storm Spirit or possibly a Tablet of Command. I'd like to see a Bound Eye at some point. But Storm Spirit and Tablet of Command, of course, both very, very useful items to have against this team. Be able to push somebody out away from the dragon, or be able to Storm Spirit somebody that gets Hellflowered by Parasite once that Hellflower does finally come on in. And the double damage now on Hammerstorm, not hitting very hard at all. He was only hitting for about 250. So not as hard as you would think. And I've been told both ways, but I think Brute Strength doesn't stack on his ultimate. I thought that it did for a while, but the more that I thought about it, maybe it doesn't stack. So not quite sure on that one, so it wouldn't have made too much sense for him to activate both those at the same time if they did not stack. Hanskin doing a little bit of aggressive jungling now. Trying to take the enemy jungle over, but here comes Complexity activating the Energizer. There's the Shrunken Head. Tempest will be able to get on out of there. Nobody wants to chase him too bad. Just going to defend the jungle, take the creeps back. And nice job forcing a Shrunken Head cooldown. Going to reduce that to what, 7 seconds? 9 seconds. Wow. What? He didn't use it in this team fight up here? Okay. So I guess he didn't use it in that team fight up there. That's interesting. I guess he just didn't need it. It wasn't taking a lot of damage. It was all focused on Super KGE and Fundsmeister. And Hammerstorm, he's actually got that Soul's Bulwark now, so starting to hit a little bit harder. But I think he needs some health regen, whether that's going to be an Abyssal Skull, which I think would actually be a pretty good item to have. I'm going to be able to provide him some mana regen, some armor, and of course that life regen with the base damage too. I mean, a little bit of base damage for everybody didn't hurt. But a lot of times you'll see Hammerstorms going for an Elder Parasite to close distance a little bit more, and he does finish up a Demonic Breastplate. Now, that's actually going to be really, really nice to have. And I can't tell whose plate mail that is, but most likely going to be going toward a Frostfield plate. So yes, interesting. Plate mail here on Hag, going to be going Frostfield plate next. Going to be able to get a lot of damage with that, reduce some attack speed, which is great to fight against Draconis. Give yourself some armor, and then of course that global slow, that'll go right through a Null Stone. So get Dragon slowed down a little bit. Not bad, not bad. Null Stone on Tempest, I believe it was just revealed. They should have been able to see that as a Shrunken Head gets finished up here on Meraxis, and a Slayer has been picked up on Draconis. So going to be able to do some more damage here. Elementals make their way up onto the high ground, and at the same time, Haxorn is trying to push this top lane, wants to try to get that tower dead. And the rest of his team is going to try to buy time over here on the melee racks. Dragon is going to back up and port here in just a moment. And there it is. So he's going to be backing up and porting. No commitment yet from Lions. They want to get on in here and finish off the racks. They also don't want to overextend and throw this game. They know how big of a lead they have right now. Other X now sub 50% life. Nobody looking to initiate just yet. Catapult shooting a Luna instead of shooting the melee racks, and Hammerstorm gonna move on up. Not too afraid. He should be afraid. There's a lot of stun potential and lockdown potential here. Glacius, though, actually going to take some pressure. There's the Quake. Shrunken Head's going to be activated. Glacius is going to go down first. Another Shrunken Head there. There's the Elemental Void on Draconis in the background. Emerald Lightning going to stop any additional damage. Bat Blast goes in. Draconis taking a lot of pressure. He's going to go down to the kelp field right there. And Flag Rider taking some pressure. He goes down as well. Aluna is going to be falling back, and Draconis buys back. Frostfield plate already completed right there, and Aluna going to come back in with the Emerald Lightning. Blink's going to be coming out, though, and Draconis not going to be... Oh, actually, Aluna goes down, and they're going to be manning back up again. Hammerstorm throw actually misses right there, and Draconis is going to come back in and try to go 4-on-1. And will he be able to? Going to be able to take out Flinsmeister, able to take down Hammerstorm as well, but Dragon will eventually fall, and that's another genocide in favor of Lions Esports. The melee racks glyph going off now, but Bubbles and Tempest should be able to finish this off. And a vote to concede coming up now from the Hellborn team. GG's coming out, and that's going to do it. Lions Esports Club off to a 1-0 lead over Complexity Gaming here in winners round 2 of HoN Tour number 4 Diamond. Wow. I can say right now that I did not expect that. I don't think that there were many people out there that did expect that, but Lions, I mean, they've been hovering around in that number 6 to 8 spot for all the Diamond cycles, and, well, looking pretty good in that game. They were able to get great initiations. They were able to win their lanes, and it looked very good for them from start to finish. They played it safe. They played it correctly and bought the first game there. So, with that, guys, we're going to be going into Game 2 here momentarily. See what Complexity is going to do about this situation. Running with their new roster, and at least a temporary placement here with Les QQ. Need to make something happen, or they're going to be dropping into the lower bracket after just 2 rounds in the uppers, and they want to win this series. They want to be going into the winners bracket semifinals as they have every cycle so far. We'll see. Lions might put an end to that. We'll have to see, guys. Going into Game 2 momentarily. Big shout out to Complexity Gaming. Without their support, would not be able to be here casting with coLcast for you guys. So make sure to go thank them. You can visit the new website. We actually just got a brand new website. Still the same URL, complexitygaming.com. You can go over there, read about HoN Tour, read about the new player pickup over in StarCraft 2, picking up the STC, formerly of Quantic. And make sure to actually support the sponsors whenever you have the opportunity to as well. Sound Blaster, Origin, QPad, PNY, Twitch, and G8 brand. So you're doing that just by watching here on Twitch. Guys, we'll be right back in a few minutes with game number 2. Don't go anywhere.